Hey ladies, welcome to the Grit, Growth, Grace podcast. If we haven't met, my name is Anne Marie. I'm wife to James and mom to 4 beautiful kids, plus 1 miscarried baby, from 9 months up to 8 years. My hope is to help other women experience the postpartum period all the way up to the first year of baby's life as a time of grit, growth, and grace. This is episode 31. Hi lady, how are ya? I'm recording in mid-January and it has been quite cold lately, so warmer, sunnier days are ahead. It's up to the 30s today, which is pretty incredible given that yesterday was -2 when I left for my 20-week anatomy scan, which went great. Baby looks great, except for what my daughter called the creepy skeleton picture when they do the one, it's like the one image from above sort of, and you're looking down into what are the baby's eye sockets. So anyhow, my daughter, of course, kind of latched onto that, but it was cool. Both my 7 and 8.5-year-old were able to go to the sonogram with my husband and I for the first time. And yeah, it was just a neat experience to have. So midway through the second trimester now, we're cruising along. But there's a pearl of wisdom. Pearl's actually, it's too good a word, but I don't have another word besides pearl right now. There's a pearl of wisdom I wanted to share with you that has been a hard one for me lately. And I don't know exactly how it's relevant to you, but in some way, I trust it will be. And the pearl is, toilets are made for pooping. And here's where it comes from. Several times in the last couple of weeks, I have scrubbed our toilets. We have a kid's bathroom, like kids/guest bathroom, and then a master bathroom, my husband and I. And I have cleaned the toilets, and within an hour, there have been skid marks every time. Not like occasion, like every time. And my first thought has been, how dare they? Don't they know I just cleaned that? And to be frank with you, I don't clean them that often, so could we just maintain the clean for a little longer? And I have the same thought when I clean the glass on our front door, and the same thought when I clean the mirrors in our bathrooms. Could we just not splash soapy water on that? Could we just not cover it with handprints right away? But the thought that toilets are made for pooping is a reminder to myself that that's where the poop goes. This is the intended resting place for it, and I am potty training my son, just beginning, for the express purpose of him peeing and pooping in the toilet. So I don't know what developmentally appropriate but annoying trait or behavior your child has taken on lately. I don't know what that is for you, but just a friendly reminder from one mom to another that toilets are made for pooping. And sometimes the things that are inconvenient or frustrating or just annoying to us are actually reminders that things are going well and as they should. So, without further digressing, let's talk briefly about baby wearing. Now, a couple weeks ago, there was a Facebook post in a mom's group that I'm in. And I guess by a mom's group I'm in, that I mean the one Facebook group that I'm in, it's a mom's group. And the woman who was writing asked, she said, I'm going to have my second kid. What are your best tips for transitioning from 1 to 2? And response after response after response was baby wearing. Right? So baby wearing meaning that you are wearing your child generally on your chest, like on your front, with a wrap or a sling of some kind, but something that is holding the baby on to you. And one of the benefits, right, the obvious benefit, is that you can work hands-free if you need to clean or you need to cook or you need to take care of something for a toddler or 2 other children or etc. That's a major benefit of baby wearing. Amidst all of these yays, I actually just added a comment and said, lots of moms love baby wearing. I do not. I have found that having a baby on my chest or wrapped next to me while I'm trying to deal with someone else actually makes me feel claustrophobic and anxious. And so what's generally worked best for me is to focus on one someone at a time, not trying to focus on 2 if I can help it, but really trying to be present to one thing at a time, especially, honestly, early on in the postpartum period where I'm already short on sleep, right, and trying to recover from the physical experience of birth, and then also to navigate the emotional component of the big hormonal shift that happens. So that's something that has not actually been particularly helpful to me. I have tried that before, but what has worked for us is if I need the toddler to be somewhere safe, we have what's called baby jail. It is a large gray plastic enclosure, and it's got holes in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like plastic walls, but you can see through them. That's what we call baby jail. And the baby can actually, or the toddler, can actually push it around the house. So they can walk around inside of it, but we'll put books and toys and maybe a blanket and things in there so that the baby is safe. But I'm able to put them in that place while I deal with, the toddler's safe while I deal with the baby. And then if, there's something I need to take care of with the toddler, I need to put the baby down. Well, then the baby can go in the pack and play, or in the crib, or on a play mat, or what's the other? Oh, the swing. Like, there are multiple places that I can put the baby if I'm trying to be present to one person at a time. And frankly, now I'm in a really great place because when this baby comes, we have 2 older kids. And so they are raring to help with somebody, sometimes more than I want, or like in the way kind of. But the willingness to help, the desire to help is absolutely there. So it's a little less relevant to me now, which again, this mom that posted was going from 1 to 2 kids. I'm going from 4 to 5, which is a little different place. But that's just something that I wanted to put out there for you. And the idea, right, anytime that we share a piece of information to us, there are a couple of motivations behind it. One, we want to share the things that work well for us. Right? We want to let people know about them, especially other moms, because we recognize there are lots of parts of motherhood that can be difficult. And so if we can share something that's worked well for us, like go us and go them, win. But then the other thing is, as much as possible, we want to avoid pain, and we want to help other people avoid pain. So we want to share with them the things that have been difficult for us to learn, but now we know. And so, of course, if that's what lots and lots of women have found with baby wearing, then of course they are going to share that. And my point in bringing this up today is not to say you should X or you should Y, but to bring forward this larger point. And the larger point is there are many things in motherhood that actually come down to preferences. And so they're not moral issues. It's not a black or white, right or wrong case. It is a what works for you. And this is just the friendliest of reminders. And I won't say giving permission, because I don't think it's one person's place to give permission to another person, especially somebody they don't actually know in person and know all the details of their life. But just a friendly reminder. I don't know what in your life, could be baby wearing, could be something totally unrelated to that, where most of the people that you know or talk to or read about, etc., do something in some particular way. But maybe that way doesn't work for you. Maybe it does, and maybe it does with one kid, but maybe it doesn't with the next kid, or vice versa. Maybe it didn't work before, maybe it works great for you now. But it's just a reminder that we, because we're adults, because we're big grown-ups now, we are capable of assessing how something works or doesn't work for us, how we do or don't respond well to it, and then adjusting our behavior, our perspective, our actions, or just simply our thoughts, our approach to something based on what we find. So maybe baby wearing is a great fit for you. Maybe it isn't. But this is just a reminder that you as the mom get to decide what works for you and your family. And then this is another mention of baby wearing that I read recently, and there are a couple of points that I wanted to address around that as well. So the article was saying baby wearing might help alleviate postpartum depression, which oh, well, of course I would want to do that if that's what it can help do. That's very powerful. When you actually get into the article, it was a bit more nuanced than what the title suggested, which is fair, right? The point of the title is to get somebody to read the full thoughts. But the actual study that the article was referencing was of skin to skin, which is bare chest to baby's bare skin, which is not generally happening with skin to skin. I mean, maybe they're touching part of your chest, but usually I think they probably have clothes on. But anyhow, it was related to skin up to 1 month of life for babies. Showed a reduced incidence of postpartum depression for moms. And I can't remember where the study was. Frankly, it probably doesn't matter. But it's a little different to say that skin-to-skin contact up to 1 month of life, which is true, can reduce postpartum depression, yes, but it's a bit of an extrapolation to say that that also means that baby wearing will potentially also alleviate postpartum depression. Now, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. But I suppose part of why I'm addressing it here, the main reason that I'm addressing it here is that sometimes we hear about things, right? This will do this, or this could do this. And yeah, logically they might, but it may not be a direct point A to point B to point C connection. It might be more like, yeah, logically speaking, this could happen, or this might be a benefit. But just a reminder, I guess, just a reminder that in your family, you get to discern what practices do and don't work for you. And you can make decisions based on that experience, even if they are different from those of the people that are around you, or the people that you know best, or maybe what your mom did or your sister did, etc. I think that's pretty much it for today, lady. I'm not sure if next week will be a guest episode or if it will be on ways that I'm preparing for postpartum now during the second trimester, but that's something I've been thinking on lately, so sometime in the next week or two, that's what the topic is going to be. But stay tuned. I will look forward to talking to you next time. All right. Bye.